All right. Appreciate y'all being with us today. Thanks for covering our program. I'd like to thank our fans for a tremendous turnout Saturday night at home at the Vet. Thought we had a tremendous crowd, really good student section, a lot of great energy in the stadium. It was such a privilege for us to be able to honor DeMarcus Ware, his accomplishments and what he's meant to this place and this program. Glad to be 1-0. Half the country and the team half the teams in the country aren't. We are glad to be 1-0. Thought we really moved the ball well. Had 540 yards of offense to the opponent's 240 yards, so that was a big positive. 8.4 yards per play to their 4.1, which was also big. Well, we had 4 turnovers, 3 on offense and 1 in the kicking game that have to get eliminated, or we won't win a game the rest of the year if we do that again. That will not help us win versus anybody else we play the rest of the year. And we got to tackle a lot better. Things we got to clean up. I think you see teams make big jumps in certain areas from week 1 to week 2, and that's one that we got to grow real fast. Players of the game, offensive player of the game, not real complicated. Kamani Vidal from Marietta, Georgia, had 25 carries, 248 yards, 2 catches for 54 yards. That catch he had in the I would call it a 2-minute drill, but it was a 36-second drill, I think, right before half to go score a touchdown for us. Right there with Ethan Connor, his catch on the second play of that drive. I'm on the sidelines yelling him, get out of bounds, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. The next thing you know, I'm yelling him, hey, just go score. So he almost did. But really, really big game by him. A fantastic individual performance. As good of an individual performance by running back as I think maybe I've seen. So proud of him. Not surprised by that because of how hard he works. Defensive Player of the Week, Reddy Stewart from Decatur, Alabama, Austin High School, home of my father-in-law. Reddy, 4 total tackles, 1 TFL, an interception for a touchdown. Played like the player that he is. Played really big. Special Teams Player of the Week, Scott Taylor Renfro from Troy, Alabama. Pike Lib High School, 2 for 2 on field goals, 6 of 6 on extra points, 12 points total scored in his debut as a kicker here, really handling the duties primarily by himself for the first time was a big performance by ST, and very proud of him. Other individual accolades for the week, the defensive job taker of the week for us this week was Keyshawn Campbell, freshman linebacker from Vero Beach. He has practiced at warp speed. He played faster than most actual linebackers we play against will practice. I think he's going to be a really good player in this program, and excited about what he did last week. Offensive job taker of the week, Tice Katari from Prattville, Alabama. Tice is kind of a fullback tight end type player for us and really did a nice job. Special Teams Job Taker of the Week, another local product from Pike Lib, Casey Bradford, who has been an outstanding addition to our program. A fantastic young man, high character, smart, tough, loves football, great teammate. So Casey is our Special Teams Job Taker of the Week. We're going to add one award as if we didn't have enough already, but we're going to do Warrior Worker of the Week, which is our basically our young buck worker in the weight room, because those guys do an extra couple lifts on top of practice instead of meeting. That maybe some guys that are developmental right now. A.Z. Williams is that award winner this week from Millbrook, Alabama. Went to Stanhope Elmore High School, which has been really good to our program. And then the Nathan Harris John Johnson Service Award this week goes to Javon Solomon. He serves in our leadership council that really helps make a lot of decisions that affect the team directly. Javon, tremendous player, outstanding person, did a lot of things through training camp to earn that award, and several things last week that really set himself apart. He serves our team extremely well and our community. He is a fantastic representative of our program. And then the Corey McCullough Spirit Award goes to Robert Marsh, a young man who plays wide receiver for us from Phoenix City, went to Central High School there in Phoenix City. He is a ball of energy, and on the sideline, his spirit, man, it made everybody better on Saturday. So really grateful for what he brings to our program day in, day out. Glad to be 1-0, like I said. lot to work on. Things we got to clean up. Like I already mentioned, ball security, targeting in the run game on offense. We got to go win some 50-50 balls down the field. We got to strain and finish better all the time. On defense, we got to tackle and communicate better. We got to leverage the ball and clean up the penalties. It probably don't have a touchdown against our first team defense if we don't have 3 penalties on one drive last week. So got to get that fixed. Turn the page to Kansas State. Man, top 20 team. They look like it. They're big. They're physical. They're extremely well coached. Chris Kleiman, their head coach, has won 4 national titles as head coach at North Dakota State, 4 in 5 years, I believe. They're a really quality outfit, man. They're well coached. Like I said, their O-line has all 5 guys returning starters, and they look like it. I mean, they're a real bona fide FBS Power 5 offensive line, and very detailed in how they do things. Their quarterback's a good player. They got good skill around him. Their backs are good. Defensively, they present challenges. They're unique with what they do on both sides of the ball. They're sound in the kicking game. Number 8's their primary returner for punts and kickoffs. He's a weapon. I think he's returned 3 or 4 on punt return in his career. So lot to get ready for. If we don't play a lot better, it will be a blowout against us. This is a legitimate top 20 football team, and we've got a tremendous challenge and also a tremendous opportunity in front of us. Excited about it. If our guys aren't excited about getting ready for this game this week, then we've got a problem. So with that, we'll open up to questions.
Hey, John, it's Jamal at WSFA. Just looking at what Kansas State's defense was able to do last week, just holding Southeast Missouri to just 6 rushing yards. Obviously, running the ball is a huge part of your team's game. So where does it start there when you look at kind of how to attack their rush defense? Yeah,
they got great length on the D-line. You look at they go 6'5" and 6'4" at their 2 end spots, and then their backups are both 6'4" and 6'5", so they present issues with their length. Up the middle at nose, they're very stout. They're inside guys that play. They kind of give you some different pictures, some 3-3 stack stuff, some 3 safety, 5 across DB things. They're second level off the ball players, and they're physical. They play downhill and they plug, which that gave us some issues last week. Kamani a few times made some runs where there was a free runner that plugged from the second level. So we got to get ready for that because they're going to see that and try to exploit that, I would think. They're big, they're physical, they run hard, they play hard. They're very disciplined and detailed. They don't give up explosive plays. They keep the ball in front of them. They swarm to the ball. We got to target things better. Like we ran the ball yardage wise great, but it wasn't always blocked as clean as it needed to be from a directional standpoint. Like, the overhang, the nickel might have been out covering the slot, and we were pushing the run to him, and we really just needed to block the box better. So they're good, man. They're good on defense. It showed up last week. SEMO's a really good FCS team. They're a top 25 FCS team without question coming into the year, and they stoned them pretty good. So we gotta just make sure we target things well and get hats on hats.
Hey, Coach Josh. Health-wise, how are you guys coming out of week 1?
I think we're in decent shape. Some nicks and some boo-boos that you might have from any game, but it doesn't look like anything that should keep anybody out for the game as of right now. Do have Raymond Cutts, who will play defensive end in our scheme, coming back this week. It looks like very likely. We knew that he had a chance to maybe come back last week, but we knew he'd be back for this week. He had an injury, I think practice 1 of training camp, and Ray's a very talented, twitchy, athletic front guy. So he will be back in the fold, and I think everybody else that played last week should be available this week, barring any kind of surprises as the week go.
Hey, John, it's John and Dustin. I had a depth chart question. I saw Devontae Ross listed as a kick returner instead of MJ. I was going to ask you about that. And also if there's any update on TJ Jackson as far as his playing availability.
Yeah, MJ, nothing he did wrong. He was a little bit under the weather on Saturday, it seemed like, and he came in this morning and checked in, doesn't feel 100%. So I think he's going to be available for the game, but just off of where he is today, not certain. And so made that change this morning for practice purposes. We practiced today and not sure if he's going to be available to be at practice. So if he doesn't practice at kickoff return, he's not going to start at it. And so Ross has done some good things. Obviously Devontae muffed the punt Saturday, which was disappointing. He did score his first touchdown in live game action. It's not any indictment on MJ. I think MJ is going to be a phenomenal player here. Put him in to see him go do it game one, and just going to give another guy a shot if he's not able to practice today. Give Devontae that shot, and I do feel better. I think we got better depth at our returning spots in regards to. I think there's 3 or 4 or 5 guys that you probably feel pretty comfortable putting back there right now. Jabri could go back there. Deshaun Stoudemire could go back there. Jordan Lovett could go back there. There's several guys that I think could go. Asa Martin. Asa's done it. And you saw what Asa did when they kicked the ball short on Saturday. So Asa could go back there. He's done that some in his previous stops. And then TJ's with us. You'll find out Saturday whether he's going to play or not.
Hey, John, it's Jamal again. Obviously, Troy is no stranger to going on the road and playing in these types of environments you're going to play in on Saturday. So what do you pull then, since this team probably hasn't done that in a while? What do you pull from just to kind of get them ready and prepared for what they're going to face, maybe from an environment aspect more so than the team?
Yeah, it affects your offense in regards to communication, crowd noise. We'll have to do some of that on Tuesday and Wednesday. Today will be more of a teach day. Tomorrow and Wednesday will be full practice with shoulder pads, et cetera. And on those days, we will pump in the crowd noise, make it loud for the offense, make it hard for them to communicate. So that's one thing. And then our team, much different than maybe last year in regards to experience, hasn't gone a lot of. We'll take 80 guys this game with it being a non-conference game. You can take 70 to a conference road game. 80 to we can take really how many ever you want to a non-conference road game, but an airplane will only seat so many people, so we'll take about 80 guys. And I'm going to guess 45 of those guys have never played in an environment like this, and so that will be new for half the guys on the trip. So it'll be a quality environment, big-time college football environment, and that's probably the biggest thing is just going on the road, understanding how to travel, and then how to play in a hostile environment.
Hey, Coach, I know you said you were obviously not pleased with some of the missed tackles and stuff, but overall, what were your thoughts on the way the linebackers played?
Yeah, I thought Jordan Stringer played the best I thought out of that group. Thought he played at a really high level. Thought Jade McDonald did some good things with being game one back, returning from injury. Was pleased there. Stephen Catledge, his length and athleticism shows up. He got to clean up a couple of run fit things, just being tighter on some fits, taking the air out of some things moving forward. And then Terry, in coverage, Terry was really good, like carrying some verticals and some of our zone coverage where he's got to carry a vertical runner. Did a nice job there. I thought he could have fit the box runs a little bit cleaner and pulled the pin a little bit faster to go make some tackles downhill, which I think he'll get better at that. They hit us on a check down on a 3rd down and 7 or 8 that we should have pinned at linebacker and gotten the ball to the ground and been off the field. They were a little bit slow getting that ball down, but all in all, I thought some good things in there. Still got a long way to go to play at a high level, I think, but I think we're heading in the right direction. Got it?
Sources say, John, you maybe broke your first headset of the year. Any thoughts?
No. All right. That big misconception there. I got a lot of texts and people asking me that I did not break a headset on Saturday. All right. What happened was the earpiece was loose and kept like flapping and falling off. I didn't throw a headset. I didn't lose my cool, even though I probably should have a couple times. There was an earpiece issue. So nothing to do with my anger or temper or the headset. It's self-destruct. It had nothing to do with me.